Hoops World.
We played that I want to kill everything in front of me, so
70.
I hit the streets just to get a bag. I pack, he got toe tagged. I punched the nigga for shorty. I'm John Woo with the 40. You not gang, no the homie. Don't blow me, no, you don't know me. Gang shit, members only. You wasn't there, I was lonely.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy AJ. I'm here with Cypher. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at HoopsWorld0. The Lakers just got eliminated by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Shocking, I guess. Minnesota, I don't think they went into the series the underdog. I'm pretty sure the Lakers were favorited. Vegas had them favorited in the series, but this was a showing, man. The Wolves. I want to start at halftime here because the Wolves were up 59-49, and we got to talk about Rudy Gobert's dominating night. The Wolves finished just 6 for 30. I took a couple notes. 6 for 30 from 3, 20%. Rudy was getting his buckets inside. Redick confirmed early on that he wasn't going to play Jaxson Hayes at all. He was going full out small ball. McDaniels and Julius Randle went into foul trouble early, but it didn't really matter with Rudy's impact and Ant's playmaking out of doubles because they were really double teaming, trapping Ant. Every time Ant got the ball, it was trap. But he was doing a good job of like threading the needle, and it led to a whole bunch of open threes for the Wolves. And I think that's kind of what got them going. Even though Randle and McDaniels were in foul trouble early, Rudy was eating. He was eating, bro. So talk about like JJ's strategy with going small. I guess during this series, bro, like there were some times where the Lakers went small and Rudy had to get benched. I think it might have been game 2. He had to get benched because he just couldn't deal with the isolation. They were picking on him in the ISO switch. Luka was mismatch hunting him. Braun, Reeves. He had to sit a couple games, like a game or two, because it just wasn't working out. But tonight, JJ says, no, I'm going full small. Jaxson Hayes is not doing nothing. So what do you think about JJ's strategy with the small ball, bro?
I mean, look, the results-wise, it became really bad.
Yeah.
Because Gobert, I think he had his playoff career high.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you have, like 25 points, 27 points?
Yeah, 25.
20,
and he had,
yeah, go ahead. And I believe he had 24 rebounds too. It was too easy for him. And look, I know he's older. Like this is not prime Rudy Gobert and that we're seeing in Utah. Mm-hmm. But he's still one of the best defensive centers and rebounders in the NBA. Like you got to respect him. And look, I think Gobert. Some fans overrate Gobert, and some fans like underrate Gobert really harshly.
Yeah.
But it's like he is still a very good player. And I know Jaxson Hayes wasn't doing like much of anything. So I can't be like completely mad at JJ Redick for just not playing him. But
he even went to Maxi Kleber, bro. He went to Maxi Kleber instead of. That's how much he didn't like Jaxson Hayes minutes.
Yeah.
He went to Maxi Kleber, who hasn't played in months. We haven't seen Maxi Kleber since, I don't know who, God knows, 6 months ago.
January.
Yeah, January.
Last day he played was January 25th. That's what they said in the broadcast.
Yeah.
Which it's May. It's almost May. It's May.
Yeah. So it's like he had to be really, really bad for him to get benched like that. Like you said, Rudy, 27 points, 24 rebounds, 2 blocks, 12 or 15 from the field. Julius Randle, 23 points, 5 rebounds. Like going into the series, bro, I thought the Lakers would smoke them. I thought the Lakers would smoke them because I just thought the star power.
I'll say this, and okay, you could play small ball, but you need to jack up threes. Like you need to, because that is, I feel like that's something that NBA fans forget about. And I'm surprised Redick, who I think is a very brilliant basketball mind, like didn't realize this. It's like, hey, if you're gonna play 5 guys that are like under 6'9", you just chuck up threes. Like you got to generate looks because the Timberwolves, even though they were playing a traditional 5, they took way more threes. They took 47 threes compared to the Lakers 37.
Yes. And going 11, they shot 29%, 11 for 37. If you're gonna play small ball with Rudy Gobert, you have to have space and shooters, and you got to be making your threes, because if you're not shooting them off the court, because that's what your small ball is taking advantage of, right? The space. Rudy can't guard as well on the perimeter, and you're hitting your teammates are hitting threes. If you're not doing that, and Rudy's just gonna get a whole bunch of rebounds because you have no one on the court that's taller than 6'8", 6'7", whole bunch of offensive rebounds, a whole bunch of dunks, a whole bunch of alleys because you're trapping Ant-Man. So he's finding guys on the alley in the short roll, and you have no answer for him because he's 7'2". You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're not hitting those threes, that's where the small ball is where it bites you in the ass. It does.
And the only reason why
Mhm.
the only reason why the Lakers didn't lose this game by 20
Yeah.
is because the Wolves just were not hitting any of their threes. Like they shot
Right.
7 of 47.
Yeah. It should have been worse. They should have been worse.
Yeah.
And they still lost, and they still won. They still won.
Because they took way more.
Yeah.
Like the Lakers only had 4 more made threes because the Timberwolves just shot way more. And this is like the math of basketball. It's like, oh hey, if I take enough threes, even if I'm not that great at hitting them, the math over time because I'm getting more points. And the Lakers just didn't take advantage of that. Like they should have chucked up 53s tonight, and then if they hit like 15 of them,
Yeah.
16 of them, even though that's not a good percentage, they could have won.
Yeah. Now from the Wolves perspective, I want to get into the Lakers at the end, but from the Wolves perspective, Ant-Man, right? Like this series, I think you had the advantage on the glass and the inside because you have Juju. Shout out to Julius Randle because he is a known terrorist in the playoffs when he was on the Knicks, and I think that was part of the reason why the Knicks traded him. But ever since he left the Knicks, he's really found his groove. I think he found his role with this team, just being that aggressive power forward. I can score in the post. I'm too strong. He has the body to guard Braun. He's a bully in the paint, you know, and then he can occasionally hit threes. Going forward, like this team, I think, because you're gonna have to adjust again to the Warriors. I think the next series is the Warriors. You're gonna have to adjust again to that small because they play a small ball shoot kind of threes dynamic. So it's like I really wonder what Coach Finch is gonna do in that series. Like he could do the same thing and punish the paint, but at the same time, let me say this: if the Warriors come out of the Rocket series, I think if the Warriors come out of that Rocket series, I think it'll be a tougher matchup because of Steph Curry's gravity and the shooter, a little bit of the pod shooter, Jimmy effect. But if they play the Rockets, I feel like they would want the Rockets over the Warriors. Am I wrong in saying that? Would it be a better matchup for them to play the Rockets instead of the Warriors? Or do you think otherwise?
I mean, if they play, I agree. If they play the Rockets, they're going to win that series.
Yeah.
Because the Rockets are like a significantly worse team than the Warriors.
Yeah.
And even from a matchup standpoint, because they have the size to match the Rockets.
Yeah, they do.
And they have the actual skill in shooting because the Rockets, the big problem with them, they rely a ton on like their grittiness, their offensive rebounding, and not really their half court shot creation.
Yes.
And the Timberwolves they just lock them up, and it just turned into who has the better scorers. And I believe Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle are better. They're just better than CANCUN and Jalen Green at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think the Warriors will be the tougher matchup. Last thing before we get on the Lakers, Ant-Man. He only had 15 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 for 19. He didn't shoot well, and 0 for 11. Oh my God, he didn't make a three. But
I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah,
because if you watch the game, it's like what happened was he was getting blitzed all the time.
Yeah,
and he was making the correct passes. And he had 8 assists. He honestly should have had like 15 if these guys could hit shots.
Yeah.
And so he just started forcing up shots because guys weren't hitting him. Yeah. And that's why you got the inefficiency.
Yeah. And I was going to say, because I said, even though Ant-Man had a bad game tonight, but he was playmaking, I'm still going to give him a pass because of what he's done in the past 3 games. Like he's dropped 40 to get them a 3-1 lead, a 43-point night. You know, he played well in game 2. Like, I think going forward, he has to become and embrace the playmaking role because he's going to see a lot more blitzes at that top of the key, and he's going to see a whole bunch of traps. But the more he can play make and get his teammates involved, become more of an offensive engine, it's going to elevate his team. Like that will be the key. If you can make shots and become an offensive engine and play make, it will be key because that's where you can tell your true superstardom is that when you can be an offensive engine, you can play make when they trap you. You can score in the right moments in the fourth quarter and drop 30. They leave you alone. Like it's that balance. So going forward, I'm really happy for Ant-Man. He's gonna have to give his flowers one of these days because he took down KD, he took down Braun. He wasn't afraid of Braun. He just took down Luka. He wasn't even though he lost to Luka, he came back, beat Luka this playoff series, and now he has one more legend he got to take down. Is that Steph Curry? But we're assuming that Steph wins that series, but that's the last legend on his list you got to take down. So
yeah, I mean, credit Anthony Edwards. He's been amazing.
yeah,
like he really is entering that top 5, top 7 category.
yeah,
And look, his playmaking development has been fantastic.
yeah.
Going into the draft, the fear was, he was a scorer and everything. Everyone questioned like the other skills, but he's become one of the better guard passers in the league. And 8 assists tonight. And if his teammates, like if the Timberwolves shot 14 of 47, which is still a bad percentage,
Yeah.
like they would have won this game by 30.
Oh yeah, they had so many open looks just off Ant-Man's gravity because you can tell like they were so worried about him that the gravity, kind of how they worry about Steph when Steph's on the court.
Yeah.
It's the gravity of Ant-Man. He was just getting Jaden McDaniel. All these guys are getting Dante getting so many open threes. Nas Reed, Juju, Conley, Nikhil Alexander, because they're pretty a deep team. So if these guys are hitting threes, it's lights out. Now
I want to give a shout out to Julius Randle though.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Had a good series. I believe 22, 5 and 4.
Yes.
61% true shooting, 39% from 3 on 5.5 attempts this whole series.
Yeah.
He finally. It took him years.
Yeah. Yeah. It took him years.
Yeah. And also, I might regret this, but like, hey, this is the first like good playoff series he's ever had.
Bro, it is. It is. That's why the Knicks traded him. Like I used to watch every single year. My friends would talk about, yo, Juju, he let us down again. And I'm looking at the stats, and it's just awful. Like he would be all NBA during the season, all-star, and then he would just be this ghost in the playoffs. And he left the Knicks, and now this is like one of the best series I've seen him have in years.
Yeah.
Maybe his career, bro.
And look, that's why I always hate the argument of, oh, this person played bad in the playoffs, meaning he'll always play bad. And look, sometimes that is accurate, but the past isn't always an indicator of the future.
Yeah.
And look, we'll see what happens in next series when they play likely the Warriors, maybe the Rockets.
Yeah.
If Julius Randle has like another good series, then he's going to really shake off this playoff dropping reputation.
Yeah. That'd be great for him. Now going for the Lakers before we get out of here, bro. Oh my God, there's gonna be so much smack talk about, Nico New or Braun is washed. He's old. He's gonna retire. What do you think is really the key for this Lakers team to be better next year? Do you think they have to make any huge trades? We'll talk about a little bit obviously. Do you think they have to make any huge trades, signings?
Yeah.
What do you think is the options here, like for the Lakers to be truly elite with this team?
I mean, look, people are going to clown on Luka for his defense, and look, he had a really bad first quarter defensively.
Yeah, he did.
The other 3, he was like fine. Like overall, look, 28 points, decent enough efficiency, got to the free throw line a ton. He had a good game. For tonight, the fact that they only lost by 7, and this series was like a relatively close series in some games. I'd say what the Lakers need are, they need a big.
Yes.
You saw Mark Williams tweet.
Yeah, he did. I'll put it up on the screen when I edit it. Yeah.
It's like they just need a slightly above average center. Like, and look, we could tie this into the Nets. Like Claxton could be available, and they could go after him, and he would be a fantastic fit on this Lakers team. So they need a big. They need a better defensive guard.
Yeah.
Like a good point, because Austin Reeves, he's a little redundant because, hey, good offensive player, but when you have Luka and LeBron, you really need like a better like guard defender.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be questions about AR, bro, because I think Lakers fans coming out of this series are like, is AR really, like, let us know in the comments, is he really your third option? Because you're going to need a strong third option because Braun is 40. Braun can only give you so much at this time. He's not going to give you 30 every night, or he's not going to go with Luka every night. He might give you 19, 8, and 8. Maybe that's probably Braun's best right now. So it's like that third option got to be really a gunner, like you really got to take advantage of those open threes and score, because Austin was getting a whole bunch of open threes and he was just ass tonight, bro. Like, that can't happen in the playoffs. He had a great year, by the way. Austin had a great regular season, but it's like playoff time is where it all matters, buddy. So, like, I don't know. Do you think will the Lakers say, you know what? We'll give him you this year. It was bad. We'll revamp the team and give it another go. I think give him another go, but if this happens again, you got to really consider him being your number 3. It's, am I wrong for that? Yeah, so.
No, I mean, another thing to consider, and I'm trying to look this up right now, is Austin Reeves is okay. He, I believe, has a player option next year.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay,
I believe he is an expiring contract, and you're going to have to give him a very big contract, at least $30 million a year.
Yeah.
After next year. And look, it really does suck that LeBron is 40.
Yeah.
Because he's just so old that, like, he could retire in 2 years, and then you're like, oh, we need Austin Reeves as the second option.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
so
difficult.
You're
like,
forced.
really
You're forced
difficult.
to give him the bat. You have to give him. You have to give him it then, because I think unless you make a trade, I mean, there's no other really. Yeah, I think you just have to. You have to bite the bullet and give him the bread.
It really does suck that LeBron is so old, because if he was like, let's just say he was like 37, or who knows, maybe LeBron could play till he's like 45, and still be like a very good basketball player. I don't know. But look, if I'm the Lakers, look, just get a really good defensive-minded big, someone in the level of Nick Claxton, which you could do, and then you
They
have
can get
Nolan
Brook. I
Connect.
think Brook is a free agent. They could look at Brook Lopez if they wanted to be cheap.
Nah, he's too old.
He's too old.
Yeah. They need to trade for a big, and then
Yeah.
you have Connect. He's a young player.
Yeah.
Try to get yourself like a decent 3-and-D guard.
Yeah.
And just
go from there.
Here's the thing, though. It's so easy. You have Luka Doncic, who's likely going to extend this offseason.
Yeah.
All you got to do, and look, you already have DFS, you have Hachimura, you have Vanderbilt, you have some good role players here. You just need to add 2, maybe 3 more small pieces, and you're good to go.
I agree. Yeah. In closing, they have the 3-and-D wings. It's just they don't have that rim. They don't have that lob threat big, defensive big. And then they don't have that defensive guard like you're telling about. They don't have a guy that's really going to lock down the point of attack. And then maybe another type scoring option guy that can create outside of AR. That's a little bit faster, can get to the rim, athletic. They need more athleticism. I think that's what the Lakers fans need. I think that Lakers fans want those 2 things would be key for this run. So it's like, we'll see what the Lakers do in the offseason, but let us know in the comments. Follow us on Twitter and IG at HoopsWorld0. Man, the Lakers are going to CANCUN. Minnesota just defeated the Lakers. So let us know in the comments how you guys feel about the Wolves going forward. Do you think they can get to the finals? And how do you feel about the Lakers offseason going into this year? I appreciate you guys so much. We'll be back.